So our Olympic roundtable continues. We go now another Ashland University. And what is this? It's the where everybody that wants to go to an Olympic Games goes to Ashland, Kenny.
That's what it sounds like, right?
Yeah, I've known Carlin Isles for a while now. Works out at the same gym when he's in town. Carlin, thanks for joining us today. And how are you, my man?
I'm great, my man. How are you?
We're doing fantastic. I have a real quick question concerning the game of rugby because, and we're going to talk more about the United States team in the Olympics, but from what we see here in town, and I grew up with a bunch of cousins and relatives, and everybody played for the Canton Mad Dog Rugby. Well, that team has 15 guys on the field, but when we go and we see it in the Olympics, it's sevens. How does this equate into the game of rugby?
What, sevens?
Yes.
So sevens is just, I wouldn't say, 15s is more traditional.
Mm-hmm.
I think 7-on-7 is the same size pitch, but I feel like it's a little bit more exciting. You see a lot more athleticism, a lot more speed, a lot more stepping and pace than traditional sevens. And the difference, too, as well, is it's 7-minute halves. So it's, even though it's 7-on-7,
mm-hmm.
you play 7 minutes for 2 quarters, but you play like 6 games. But in 15s, you only play 80 minutes, but it's just 1 game.
Okay.
And Carlin, for you, you took up rugby when? In 2012 after being a track guy and a football guy at Ashland, right?
Yep, I did.
And what led you to that? And we'll get to your Olympic experience in Rio and talk about this year's team. What led you to get into rugby?
What led me get into rugby? I was like 2 weeks from Olympic trials at the time. And I'm like, man, I probably had like $500 to my name. And I'm like, if I don't make the Olympics, then what? I got to wait another 4 years. And even though, you run and there's a world championships, I was just like, you know what? If you're not Usain Bolt, nobody kind of know about you. And I felt like I had a story to tell. And when I started watching rugby on the internet, because I was studying film like I usually do, I love studying biomechanics. And so I was watching it. And I was like, man, what if I made the USA team? What if I became the world's fastest rugby player? What if I was able to inspire many people around the world and show them that you can do anything you put your mind to? And what if I made the Olympics? And so for me, I looked at it in more of a holistic view and less than conventional thinking. And I was able to see a big picture. And so when I figured out when I was getting ready for the Olympic trials, and I was 2 weeks out, I said, man, if I don't make it, then what? And my goal was to make it to the Olympics. And when I was studying film and I saw rugby on the internet, all those ideas kind of popped into my mind. And then next day, I found that same night, I went on Google who to contact, found the CEO. I sent him an email. The next morning, he called me at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then, bam, I moved to Aspen, Colorado, where I was playing club. I was playing club there for a month. And I got invited to a USA development tour in Canada. I went there, I toured up, and I got a contract the next day, only playing rugby for a month. And everybody else been playing all their lives. And then 3 months playing rugby, I made my first tour in Australia. And then I became the world's fastest rugby player. And then I had 10 million hits on my YouTube video. And I made the Olympics. And everything I dreamed of came true plus more. And I even went to the NFL for a bit. So, yeah, man, it came out to be a blessing. But I put all my eggs in one basket, man. I really did.
You answered my next question with that being the fastest guy in rugby for a time, because when they asked me to come out for rugby, I said, wait a minute, I played football my entire life. I didn't like getting hit with pads. I sure as heck ain't going to like getting hit with no pads on. But when you're the fastest man in rugby, you ain't getting hit, Carlin Isles.
That's right, baby. I'm running from people, but I was definitely using my speed to my advantage. But the other side of it is I still had to tackle.
Right. So let me ask you this. When we talk speed in rugby as it pertains to football, we talk about 40-yard dash, but you're a track guy. So what was the 40-yard dash, and did you get measured in like the 100-meter as well?
Yeah, so my 100-meter was 10-1. Huh. My 40-yard dash was 4.13. So I went 4.13.
Come on!
Yeah, 4.16, 4.19, 4.22, and 4.26.
That's like Deion Sanders.
Yeah, man, I'm fast.
You think?
No kidding. Yeah, that's unbelievable. Now, were you this fast at Jackson High School?
The crazy part is when I was at Jackson High School, I think it was my junior or my senior year, I went to the All-American Combine, and I went 4.26 in a 40.
Unreal. Damn.
So
That's
I wasn't
crazy.
quite as fast, but I was beyond fast for a high
Yeah,
school.
you were real slow. They had to time you with an hourglass. 4.26, jeez.
In the high school, man, I was moving.
That's awesome. Well, we're happy that you're joining us here now. And Carlin, you were in the Rio Games, right? That's when did they introduce rugby in the Rio Games in 2016? Is that what it was?
Yeah, they reintroduced rugby in 2016.
Okay.
It was in it like a long, long time ago, but it was only like 2 teams. So for me, this was like the true, real Olympics. And when I first went, the second time, which was in Tokyo in 2021.
Okay. We just had Trevor Bassett on. He's going to be experiencing this for his first time. He's going for the opening ceremonies and everything like that. For you, give us an idea of what those experiences were like being somebody that's been to the Olympics before.
Man, it's a crazy experience. You know what's so crazy? I remember Trevor when he was like 5 or 6. His sister went to Ashland, and I ran track, and I went over to their house one time. So it's crazy how the circle turns. But being in Olympics, man, it's one heck of an experience because you have this village, right, with all athletes from all countries, right? We're all in one village, and so you'll have your USA kind of, I would say, tower with like a room, like a tower. So it's like a hotel,
right?
And so you will have those stationed all the way around the village, but you have your eating place where it's just one ginormous building, and it's a bunch of different. It's like a buffet, and so you'll have that. You'll have a room where it's like a bunch of gaming, where people game, chill, relax, play like basketball. Like an indoor place, like an arcade in a sense. And it's just incredible. And then you'll have like houses, like the Nike house, the Adidas house, and you go there and it's all, the CEOs and executives for Nike or whatever sponsorship that's, governed. And you just go in there and shop, and you'll just see people from all walks of life. Like I remember when I went and I'm sitting on the bus, even with Serena Williams. I'm sitting there watching Usain Bolt. I'm chatting it up with Kevin Durant on the bus and Carmelo Anthony. You're taking pictures, and, man, you're trading like pins because we get a bunch of pins, and you trade stuff. And so it's an incredible experience, but it's nothing like it because you see all the best athletes in the world and people that you watched growing up or you saw on TV, and you're sitting there having long conversations with them and exchanging numbers and pictures and just seeing people from time to time as they interpass or go through to their buses or training. But it's an incredible experience, and it's nothing like it. It's like a whole different world.
Carlin, when you're not playing rugby, how do you spend your time, and where is home now?
So when I'm not playing rugby, I like to chill, man. Chill, do some coaching, like track coaching. I love to. I like growth work. I'm always big on growth and how to improve myself in all areas of life. And right now I'm back in Ohio, so I have a house still in Texas, and I'm back in Ohio. Working for Kyle Stone, who's the prosecutor of Stark County. So I'm a director for public relations and community initiatives for the Stark County Prosecutor's Office and prosecutor Kyle Stone. So trying to make a difference within the community and the world and lead people internally within our organization as well in our building and external and internal. So I'm just trying to, make an impact in the world and give what's been given to me to others. So that's what I'm doing.
All right, real quick, Brian, give me a minute here, Brian, because we don't get a chance to talk to these guys that often. For you, Carlin, how will you watch? You're not going to be participating this year, so you're going to be watching. And I know, rugby, they've never won a gold medal in the Olympics, the United States team. Fiji's the number 1 seed. You guys are playing them at some point. So give me an idea of how you'll be watching these Olympics as a former player with the team and, seeing how these guys do.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out probably to one of Chris's spots, Majori's, and I'm gonna just put it on and have a bunch of people and just watch it. So I'm gonna do that. I was gonna go to Paris, and I still might slightly, but I think I'm gonna stay here and go to Chris's spot and put it on and watch it. So I think that would be great. I may do the 2020, the next one. I may do that one. So
okay,
who knows?
Yeah, and how are our chances this year? I know, like I said, Fiji's considered the favorite, so and they play them in the opening round or something. So what are our chances?
I think we got a good chance, man. Our team, our cohesion, they're looking real good. I was just speaking to the guys. I think we got a good chance, and I think as long as they're hitting on as long as they do the little things, minute things that they need to do, there's no way that we shouldn't medal.
Nice.
That sounds great. Hey, Carlin, we appreciate the time. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Kenny and JT Show, and enjoy the Olympics.